Hello, friends. Today I will share with you a story that has changed my life forever. I never thought that I would have to face such betrayal, but one day I found my girlfriend with another guy right in our bedroom. It was a blow that I didn't expect, and what happened next turned everything upside down. If you are interested to know how I experienced this moment and what conclusions I drew for myself, stay with me. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss new stories that make you think about life and relationships. My name is John, I am 28 years old, and I never thought that one day I would face such betrayal. I've been dating Lauren for almost 3 years now, and our relationship seemed perfect. We met at work. I work as a programmer for a large company, and she is a graphic designer. We quickly found a common language, and our relationship developed very rapidly. A year after the beginning of the relationship, we decided to move in together and began making plans for the future. Lauren was the person in whom I found everything I was looking for. She was smart, beautiful, caring, and shared my interests. We traveled together, went hiking, watched movies, and played board games. All our friends were jealous of how easy and comfortable we were with each other. But as it turned out, I was blinded by my feelings and couldn't see what was really going on behind my back. The problems started to arise about 6 months ago. Lauren began to stay at work more and more often, and I, like a gullible fool, did not suspect anything. She said that projects were getting more complicated, that she had to work a lot with clients, and that she needed to stay late at meetings. I didn't see anything strange about it. I myself often stayed in the office late to finish a project or help colleagues. I believed that it was temporary and that she was really busy at work. But over time, something began to change. Lauren looked tired and annoyed more and more often. She talked less to me, laughed less, and I felt like there was some kind of wall between us. I tried to talk to her, ask her what was going on, but every time she assured me that everything was fine, that it was just the stress of work. I tried to support her, made dinners for her, offered to spend the weekend together. She agreed, but I felt that her thoughts were somewhere far away. At some point, I began to notice that she began to spend more time on the phone, and every time I approached, she quickly closed the screen. I was alarmed by this, but I tried to drive away the thought that she might be deceiving me. I believed that we would be able to cope with all the difficulties. But everything changed one fateful day. It was a normal working day. I finished my business earlier than usual and decided to surprise Lauren. I bought her favorite flowers and planned to cook dinner. We haven't spent an evening together for a long time, and I hoped that this would help us get closer and restore the former harmony in our relationship. I went into our house, trying not to make any noise to surprise her. But when I got to our bedroom, I heard strange noises. At first, I thought I was imagining things. But when I heard muffled voices and moans, everything inside me broke off. I went quietly to the door and looked through the crack, and what I saw plunged into my heart like a knife. On our bed, among the scattered sheets and pillows, I saw Lauren with some man. They laughed, kissed, and made love. My heart was beating so loudly that I thought they might hear me. I stood in a stupor, not believing my eyes. It wasn't just a stranger. It was Michael, my friend. We met at work, and I considered him a good friend of mine. We often met with him and his girlfriend at dinners and parties. I didn't know what to do. The whole world collapsed in front of me. Inside, everything was boiling with rage and pain. I wanted to rush into the room, scream, smash everything around, but instead I just stood there and looked at them. They were laughing, and so engrossed in each other that they didn't even notice me. I felt tears welling up in my eyes. I thought I knew Lauren, trusted her. How could she do this to me? Finally, I couldn't stand it and entered the room. They both froze. Lauren paled and Michael looked at me blankly, trying to come up with an excuse. "What's going on here?" I squeezed out through my teeth, feeling everything inside me boiling with anger. Lauren tried to cover herself with a sheet and began to speak indistinctly. "John, it's not what you think. But I've already figured it out." Just. I screamed, feeling anger begin to overwhelm me. "You made love in our house, in our bedroom, and you're telling me that's not what I think it is." I couldn't listen to her excuses anymore. At that moment, I felt that I would never be able to trust her again. Michael, apparently realizing that the situation was out of control, began to dress quickly. "Look, John, it was a mistake. I didn't want to, but I didn't want to listen to him anymore. Get out of here before I do something I regret," I snapped. Michael hurriedly left the room, and Lauren remained standing in front of me, trembling and crying. "How long has this been going on?" I asked coldly, looking straight into her eyes. She was looking down, unable to meet my gaze. "A few months," she whispered. Her answer broke me completely. A few months. I was blind all this time and didn't notice anything. Why, I asked. "Why did you decide to destroy everything we had?" Lauren started crying and explaining that she was lonely, that our relationship had lost that spark, that Michael just happened to be there at the right moment. But it didn't mean anything to me anymore. Her words sounded empty and meaningless. All these excuses couldn't change anything. I turned and left the room, leaving her standing there alone. I couldn't sleep that night. I went over all our moments, all our conversations, trying to figure out what I did wrong, where I made a mistake. But the point was, it wasn't my fault. She made that decision, and now I had to deal with the consequences. The next morning, I packed up her things and left them at the door. When Lauren tried to talk to me, I told her that it was over between us. She tried to apologize, begged me to give her a second chance, but I knew I couldn't forgive her. Our breakup was hard, but I needed to move on. I threw myself into my work, started to take care of myself more, and met new people. My friends supported me, although it hurt me to find out that some of them knew about what was happening, but kept silent, thinking that it was none of their business. Michael left our company soon after, and I never saw him again. A few months passed, and I began to find inner peace. This experience has taught me a lot. I realized that trust is the foundation of any relationship, and that you need to listen to your heart and intuition. If you feel that something is wrong, do not ignore these signals. It took me a while to heal my wounds, but I am sure that one day I will meet someone who will appreciate and respect me as much as I deserve. And if this story has taught you anything, then know this: never settle for less than you deserve. Don't be afraid to face the truth and move on, even if it's difficult and painful.